Hey, it's me, Nalthazar, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest video. In today's video, I get to do another spoiler season video where I get to reveal a new card from the upcoming Murders at Karlov Manor set. So, let's get into it. Before this goes too far, I want to shout out Webcore Games for sending me these spoilers so that I could go ahead and make this video for you guys. It is a tremendous honor for me to be a part of the spoiler season for the upcoming sets, and I love that they're including me in this. So Webcore, if you're seeing this, thank you so much for including me in the spoiler season. It's really exciting, it's really fun for me. Let's get into the video. Today's card is going to be Vannifar Evolved Enigma. This is going to be a new mythic creature introduced to Puzzle Quest. It's a 14 mana 3/4 legendary blue-green creature. It's an elf, an ooze, and a wizard. And has, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control another creature with base power 5 or greater, reinforce this creature 2 times. That reinforcement is permanent. Then reinforce each creature you control until end of turn. So this card is going to be a little bit more straightforward than some of the other cards that I'm going to get to showcase. However, it's going to have some very cool synergy with some cards that exist in the game already. This card is going to want another creature down with base power 5 or greater. This thing cannot have that base power 5 or greater in order to trigger the effect. The reinforcements being permanent is very nice. It means that you could potentially, in the future, create some really cool synergy using this and some kind of imminent death thing, where you give this thing imminent death and it loses a reinforcement during your opponent's turn, and then your turn, and then your opponent's turn, and then your turn. But as it's going to be recouping its reinforcements, it'll make it so that the thing stays alive. So just in the event that there's something that gains a tremendous amount of power from things losing reinforcements, this would be the way to go. Furthermore, if there's something that gains a tremendous amount of power for gaining reinforcements, then once again, this will be the way to go. However, the more natural synergy with this, to me, just seems like using it with other big baddies that exist in the game right now. So something like Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, which should be in just about every deck anyways because that card is awesome. But having a 15/15 power this thing up and the 15/15 becoming a 30/30 every turn would definitely be really nice. You could also run it with something a little bit simpler to get like Gaia's Revenge, which is a mythic from Origins as a 16/9. And this would go ahead and boost that 16/9 all the way up to a 32/18. Also very powerful, especially considering that Gaia's Revenge happens to have that beautiful, beautiful thing called Hexproof and is a pain in the butt to get rid of. Now, there are other ways that, of course, you could try and run Vannifar. You could run it with other things that are going to give synergy with either base power toughness upgrades or reinforcement upgrades. You could throw it in with something like Gra's Unstoppable Juggernaut, which is a 7/5 and makes it so that your other creatures are going to have a base power of 5/3, meaning that the Vannifar will wind up gaining a much more significant boost from all of its reinforcement upgrades. However, it also is going to make it so that whatever your other creatures are going to be 5/3s, meaning that if you were running something like Ghalta in your deck, well, that Ghalta is going to go from a 15/15 to a 5/3, and you're going to ultimately be losing out on power. So you're probably better off just improving the Vannifar's base power toughness. And if we wind up getting other cards in the future that permanently alter a creature's base power toughness in blue or green, or heck, in another color, and you just throw it into a planeswalker of that type of color pairing, then that could be really effective. Now, some other cards that caught my eye that'll pair pretty well with Vannifar would be things like the Moonshaker Cavalry, which is going to get the boost from reinforcements. It enters the battlefield, it reinforces your creatures, and gives them a permanent power toughness boost equal to the number of reinforcements you control, along with creatures, which Vannifar could definitely help you power up. However, I think that tokens are probably a better way to go with that. It's just some synergy that you could throw in there if you wanted. Or cards like Defiler of Vigor that wind up making it so that creatures get additional power toughness boosts based on the number of their reinforcements. But once again, I feel like that will be significantly stronger if you're running it with tokens, because this thing is going to reinforce 2 times during each of your combats, but tokens can reinforce tens, if not hundreds or thousands of times based on the decks that you're making. So all in all, I feel like Vannifar is going to be a fairly simple card that'll be really fun to play with some of your big beaters. If you think that I missed something, please go ahead and put in the comments some other synergy that you see with Vannifar, either with planeswalkers or cards. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this, as this is going to be a card that I'm definitely going to want to tinker with. You know that you're going to see me playing with this thing with Ghalta for sure. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.